Hey everybody, welcome to another Club Lorcana Versus. We got something really special for you. Because we have some Infinity DLCs coming up, we are going to start a little Infinity series. Right now, I am on the mic along with Nathan Tripp. Nathan, say hi.
Hello, everybody.
We're going to be commentating this very special match for you. And on the sticks, we have Zan Syed.
Hello.
And Alex Hudson.
Hello.
It's Alex Hudson, Hoggy on Twitter. Alex, tell us a little bit about what you're playing today.
I'm playing blue-red items. It's a deck I'm very fond of. Deck I've been playing. Honestly, it's the first Lorcana deck I built. Was blue-red items. You know, classic Sisu on ice back then. But now we've got a lot more powerful options. We got Hiram back in Infinity at the moment. We've got our classic powerful cards. You know, your Sisus, Lucky Dime, Tamatoa. And the deck feels great.
Great. Zan, a little bit about what you got going on.
I am playing Blue Steel Items, which is a really good deck. They got stuff banned and stuff.
Incredible and eloquent. We are going to roll the very exciting rock, paper, scissors, dice to go first. Nathan, commentate the die roll.
All right, we've got a rock, paper, scissors, and a shoot. And with that, we have a scissor cutting paper and...
Black and yellow.
Black and yellow. Who was black? All right, Zan goes first for the first time on the Versus series, maybe ever.
All right, so you're going to turn around.
Yeah, Alex is going to leave the room while Zan alters his cards.
He has left the room, left the building.
Just turn around. There you go. You nailed it.
I will reveal my hand. I'm playing against blue-red.
Well, what if you didn't know that?
No, I always want my opponent to go as hard as they can against me. This is some tough stuff.
Talk us through it. What are you valuing in the matchup?
I think I don't value any of this.
None of the cards. Okay.
So I think I'm doing 7.
Okay, that was what I was going to say, actually.
And we'll reveal our 7 before we go.
I don't value any of this. Okay, well, then it's actually pretty easy. All right, there you go. That's Zan's 7. And now, Zan, pick that up. And then you got to get out of here, buddy, because Alex is coming in to alter the cards. Yeah.
I think
All right.
This is going to be a matchup that a lot of people are going to play and see. These two decks, I think, have very loyal followings, especially in Infinity. So this is going to be, I think, very much the slugfest of the Infinity format with Amber Steel splashing in it.
With these 7 cards, I definitely value these 4 the most. I think this is something I want to draw later. I don't need 2 of these right now, and this is not super great in the matchup.
Yeah. So let's see the 7 that you end up with.
And I'd say that's not bad.
Okay. That means that it is going to be Zan Syed's turn to come back, and we can get started. Nathan, talk to me a little bit about how you think this matchup's going to go. What are both players trying to accomplish?
Yeah, this has always been a really interesting one. As when Blue Steel kind of started rising in popularity, one of the reasons why was to combat Red Blue. It's doing the classic. It's building up a million items. It's leaning even more heavily into that item package, trying to play free Scrooges, free Bells, get out a whole bunch, play your Lucky Dime.
Am I good to go?
The players are ready to begin.
Yeah.
Cool. I was just double checking.
And then win with your Lucky Dime. Versus the blue-red is a lot more controlling.
Interesting.
Right? It's not as reliant on just winning through with the Lucky Dime.
Play a popsicle.
Dan leads on popsicle. No bell. Is that good? Bad? I think that Red Blue doesn't want to see.
I'm going to ink a Fishbone Quill and play a popsicle.
I think as Zan, I wouldn't want to play the bell early on. He's trying to build out, from my perspective, he'd want to be building out as many items as possible.
Right.
We double popsicle, my favorite card in the game. I still actually have to get a tattoo of a popsicle for my nationals.
Great. And contemplates a second ink. Notably, no turn 2 ramp. Do you think that's an important priority for both players?
I would say I think it's less relevant for Zan than it might be for Alex. Alex has
Gonna go ahead and ink a Tico
considerably like
for a
higher
Tico,
costed things.
ink that, and then pass.
Alex hit his ramp, so Zan is sort of now functionally on the draw, but for card quantity.
There's a scenario in which Zan could play out one more item, and we have a Scrooge potential play. So free is pretty good.
So early on in the game, a lot of decisions to be made here on how you want to position. What do you want to ink? What does your board look like moving forward?
And pass.
I think this is a really relevant card in this matchup. We lean so much heavier in blue steel on the items, and Maurice's Workshop lets you go a lot deeper into the deck. And Alex with the classic Hiram Flaversham.
Hiram the Flaversham, one of the things that this matchup might be defined by, it's a lot harder for Zan to get one of those off the board than it is for Alex.
Yeah, it's really easy for Alex just to Sisu brawl it out versus, and I think that I'm trying to think what I can say, but I think Zan likely will prioritize card draw from other resources because he can get punished if it's removed for ink policy.
Bell, play Fishbone Quill, draw a card.
Nice, and you see that with the Maurice's Workshop. And now Zan has a repeatable source of ramp every turn. Let's see what Alex at Hudson comes up with. He's got a ton of cards in his hand.
Plan Ink Runner, draw.
I love that card.
Quest.
Yep.
Crack Ink Runner, draw 2.
Every item that says draw a card is just something that speaks to my item heart.
I'll ink a Cell for a Fishbone Quill, activate.
Style points for Alex, putting that Fishbone Quill in and tapped.
Gain 1 and pass.
And suddenly, Zan no longer ahead on ramp, no longer ahead on board.
I actually, if I'm looking at this board and I'm the red-blue player, I'm still shaking because the problem with the blue steel deck, it doesn't need. This is exactly what Zan wants. He's getting to his win condition,
Quill,
right?
put 2 popsicles in.
I don't know.
The clock is just so much slower coming from Alex's side. He's only at 3 lore. He's been killing his items.
Yamatoa, grab the 2 popsicles.
Oh, look at that. Zan can still ink for turn, notably. He uses Fishbone Quill first. Mark of a good player because you don't have to show the card that you ink.
Play a popsicle.
Ooh, choosing to forego those cards. That's interesting.
Pass.
That tells me he's already got everything he needs.
Let's see what out.
Could have drawn 4 cards next turn. Opted just to draw 1 this turn. This is an important turn for Alex. The Tamatoa does pose a threat.
Yeah, he's kind of put to the test here for the first time.
Trigger, draw off the popsicle. I'll pay to draw off the workshop.
And he doesn't end up answering the Tamatoa. Zan's going to get a free shot at 2 lore and an item into play.
Quest.
But Alex with maybe 13 cards in his hand now.
Winning on card advantage.
And he still gets to ink and Fishbone Quill this turn.
Yeah, if I'm looking from Alex's side, I would have wanted to get a coil down, draw some cards, coil that down, and brawl it. That would have been my, like, if I'm the red-blue, that would have been the perfect play. You're still drawing a bunch of cards.
Vitalosphere, trigger, draw.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll ink Maui for turn and Quest to 5.
Yep.
And pass.
So I see what you're saying, Nathan. Alex is pulling ahead on a lot of metrics, but he's got to win and soon because Zan is going to have access to a lot here. A Quest for Tamatoa puts something into the board. Say it's something like Lucky Dime, and Alex doesn't have a way to interact with it. Suddenly, Zan's put Alex on a crazy clock.
And that is a real question that people are, I guess, have to ask in the deck building process for Infinity. are we playing hideaways? Are we playing any card to be able to interact with and put away those lucky dimes?
Well,
like
we can
did
play
in the past?
Wipeout now.
We could also play
for two.
Wipeout.
I'll put in lucky.
Oh, there it is. And it draws a card off the workshop. Both players with an embarrassment of riches when it comes to cards in their hand. This is an awesome matchup because whenever it's both players getting this many cards, it's going to come down to who has the better macro strategy, who has the skill, who can win in the fewest turns while interacting the most.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that I love about this matchup is
The
there's
harem?
so many micro
of
decisions.
Fortisphere?
Just there, he chose Fortisphere over Popsicle because it's easy to get rid of Popsicle whenever you want, but a Fortisphere costs 1. You know what I mean?
I do. And so some of the questions Zan might be asking himself is: does he continue to develop board state? Does he?
I'll play Sail.
Sure. Does he look to start getting some lore on that lucky dime because he can double ink and fishbone this turn?
Mm-hmm.
So he still has access to 3 total ink. So let's see what he does.
Considerably fewer cards than Alex, though. Especially when you look at this inking.
I think from basically this turn on, Alex needs to kill everything that Zan plays.
Oh, that'll be easy.
I think with that many cards in hand and the ink
Oh.
total he's at, it's very likely.
Might solve a mystery. 4.
Dan's looking a little low on gas.
He's got how many cards do you have in hand, Zan? We got
3.
3 cards. Alex, how many cards do you have in your hand for the viewers?
8.
That's about what we thought.
Yep.
All right, Alex starts his turn. He has access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ink. Could be 10 if he inks and does the fishbone quill. Is there anything to look out for on 10 specifically? I'm thinking he could Sapphire Coil plus Sisu, some stuff like that.
Yeah, Sapphire Coil plus Sisu, I think would be really good for him to go ahead and put a clock on. Zan is gonna. He's already developed the dime. If he doesn't have an answer to the dime, what do we think Zan's clock is? If he develops Tamatoa, or over the next 2 turns develops some items into a Tamatoa, can he win in I think just 2 turns, likely?
Wow. The hidden clock of blue steel, a powerful force. Alex starting with drawing 1,000,000 cards off Hiram Flaversham, the artificer toy maker.
And I say this as I want blue-red to be like the deck, right? But I have been, and I've always been worried about blue steel. This isn't even like the most nutty opening, right, for blue steel. And I'm still worried that he's going to be able to kind of just come over the top with Tamato finishing it out.
The opening's been pretty nutty. We got, Lucky Dimes in play.
Play a Sapphire Coil will
Right.
not activate.
I think this is the cleanup we talked about.
That on the Tamatoa.
Mm-hmm.
Activate. That on the Tamatoa again.
Mm-hmm.
Play a Sisu.
Yep.
And quest. Go to 7 and pass.
And Zan's sort of difficulty dealing with the Hiram Flaversham is kind of what I was talking about from the very beginning here. I mean, Hiram gets to just draw 2 cards a turn. Alex has access to everything he needs. So Zan basically needs to come up with a strategy that beats every single card that Alex can play.
Yeah, I think that not being able to like develop out a Scrooge when he had those 4 items, that would have been a very. Oh, here we go.
Grab a Fortisphere. Oh.
Zan deciding if he wants to draw an additional card.
And now he can still ink twice and activate this Tamatoa. A good quest for, it looks like 7. Nope, 6.
And very likely that Alex is going to have an answer in his hand. This is exactly the line that Zan has to take to just finish out the game.
Up to 10.
And yep, pass.
And now Zane can kind of do that every turn. So you're looking at a pretty big swing. He could also take a turn to like clean up. Alex doesn't have a lucky dime. So something like and then along came Zeus on Sisu really puts a damper on Alex's clock. See what our red blue hero ends up with.
Tamatoa, get back 2 popsicles.
Yep.
So yeah, this is curious line for. We're
Well-
going deep on the draw, so we're gonna assume likely that he already has an answer, or he really has to dig with an answer.
I mean, even just one coil inking twice, all the removal spells in Alex's deck are turned on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Zan is anticipating that Tamatoa is not going to make it to the end of
Yeah,
basically
we
the
have to
winter.
we have to assume that he's gonna be able to answer it, or the game is over, right?
Ink this target.
And best play here would be a Sisu. Again, you're just developing more clock or brawl.
Quest for 4.
Mhm.
Interesting here. Alex can quest a 19 on the following turn, but without a lucky dime, there's probably not a way to gain that extra lore.
I actually think he can quest exactly 20.
Let me count it. So 12 plus 4 is 16, 17, 18, 19. And Hiram.
And
20.
Hiram-
He's
Hiram-
hiding back
yeah,
there.
he's
Oh,
un-
yeah.
under
Zan
it.
has to interact with the board.
I think the
Step 1, let's play Scrooge McDuck for free.
I like free cards. Notably, having to tap the fishbone, so we're not going to be able to develop.
Zan's never hit off Scrooge in his life.
Scrooge is the worst.
Good.
That was not good. It's funny.
I think we're probably going to see Long Came Zeus. No.
I solve a mystery.
And this is a newer card that's been added to the deck. I think that this one, being able to grab both the character, your win condition, and either your Tamatoas or Hiram and Dime, I think it just adds a lot of flexibility and digging for the deck.
Hiram, Fortisphere.
Zan is digging. And Zan putting a little bit of fat in play that might last to the end of the next turn. Something like this Scrooge McDuck could clean up this Tipo, which has quested for about 15 this game.
And that's game.
And with no answer, Zan does pick it all up.
Yeah, I think he had to find a Zeus to be able to remove the Sisu, but there was still likely, if he was able to play a dime on his turn for free, it was going to be.
And I think the overwhelming narrative on that game is it's easy for Alex to get rid of Zan's Hirams, but Alex's Hirams got to live forever.
Yeah, without developing like a body with a Scrooge to pressure into it and then be able to either pop a Robot Queen or some other way to get that extra 2 to 3 damage onto the Hiram, it puts him in a really awkward spot. And then we saw the card disparity in that game.
Nice. Let's get a little post-game analysis from the players. Alex, how'd that go for you?
I think it went pretty well. I was a little worried when he played out the early dime and I didn't have an answer for it.
Mhm.
I knew that if he just had 2 or 3 Tamatoas in his hand, he would be able to play it, get something back, activate dime for 6, then 7, then 8. So that was a little stressful, but the fact that my Hiram was able to draw me 15 cards just, I think, put the game away really quickly.
And then, Zan, is your strategy going to change going into the next game, or did you learn anything that game?
I mean, I didn't really get to play.
Mm-hmm.
If you like think about that game, if you're like, oh, Zan drew 30 cards, all the 2 popsicles and the Fortisphere were all in my opening, and I couldn't find another one, or like just even any mothers, right? Any what are they called? One cost, deal 2 damage.
Robot Queen.
Robot Queen.
And that's all you need to just get rid of, make the clock one short less, right?
Right. I mean, that Tipo was hounding you.
Yeah, it was like, you're like, okay, in this turn, I'll look at 10 cards, but I've already looked at, I don't know, 30 cards. So you're like, okay, what are the chances of breaking? in Infinity, it's like really low, right? In that situation, it felt like it should be 0, but I mean, sometimes the deck just doesn't do what you want it to do. Because I was like looking at more cards than the Hiram itself, right? By playing the Scrooge and looking at the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I feel like my deck should be able to like loop, deal 2 damage, or deal 3 damage pretty easily, and it just wasn't.
You also didn't have a Scrooge until pretty late, and you never had like a bell or something in play to pressure the Hiram a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't. I actually don't even care that you have a Hiram. Honestly, it's like making your clock slower. So I felt really good. I didn't care about the bell because I didn't have the early Hiram. But yeah, it's just a bad draw.
All right, I'm gonna leave the room.
Alex leaves the room while Zan does his initial alter.
Let's look at this.
Notably, last game did 7, and so that was a full 7. Let's see if we keep anything this game.
All right, so we're looking at this. I will get rid of these 5.
Okay,
I'll keep these 2.
great. Let's see the opener.
Nope. Pretty good.
Pretty good is the analysis from Zan. And then Zan's going to put those away. And then while he's shuffling his deck, Alex can come back into the room.
He's walked back in.
And let's see what Alex comes up with.
So I definitely want these 2. I value these, especially this card. I think this is actually one of the most important cards in the items matchups. I like having something to do on this turn, and in case I draw the other one that costs that much, I want that. And I will put back these 3.
Can you slide him a little more on so to see which 4 you kept? There you go.
Great. And the 3 new draws.
Yep.
And then pick all that up so Zan can come back. You're so close. All right. And then you guys can shuffle up and square off against each other in a battle for the ages. In accordance with Alex's wishes, this is a $500 money match.
There's no money on this. I mean, I would have done it.
No
Yeah.
way. 5 hundos?
Bold.
I don't know. I think that if I was gonna bet on a winner between the 2, I'd bet on blue steel against red blue. Yeah.
Zan begins, inks the Robot Queen, and plays Popsicle. I like to say Robot like Zoidberg.
Robot.
All right, Nathan, let's switch. You do play by play. I want to do color. Let's see how it goes. We're still figuring out our deal.
Was I not doing color?
You were doing color, and I was doing play by play,
play-by-play.
and I'm saying now let's switch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so both players doing the classic Popsicle for Popsicle. Now, this next question we're going to ask is, are we going to ramp on 2? And Zan's able to do it, and so he'll pose that question back to Alex.
Zan pulling ahead a little bit with a ramp on 2. Last time he sort of lost the play by not ramping while Alex did ramp. Let's see how Alex responds.
Do we think that was the difference maker last game, that he wasn't able to ramp on 2? He was able to develop that Maurice's workshop.
There were a couple different things going on in that game. Zan couldn't hit items really. He also shipped full 7, so it's like, feasible that he just had a bad hand. Tipo ramp on 2. Tipo, of course, last game quested for 7 ink or 7 lore.
And notably, I think in this matchup, Tipo considerably better for Alex because that's one of his big clocks compared to Zan. Doesn't care as much about the board. It dies to a lot of removal. So we'll see how much lore that's Tipo.
And I think Maurice's Workshop, the worst case scenario for Alex here, because this card is going to let Zan get value off things like the Robot Queen, value off new Popsicles, and he's got it in play with a lead on ink, whereas before he was kind of behind. He needed to ink extra on Fishbone Quills and stuff, which actually let him down some cards in hand. So now we can expect the game to see a game where we can see Zan having a few more answers to things. Remember, in the last game, Tipo got to live until the end of the game.
Yeah, I don't know if that Tipo will be sticking around as long. I think that Zan is going to be able to either establish a potential 6-drop next turn. He could also play a Hiram. I think he's got a lot more play this game. I think the double ramp is also super relevant. He's also inked 2 other ramps, so he's gone through a lot of the ramp in the deck, meaning that there's going to be a lot more of his good cards that are coming through because he's already down for 4 of those cards.
Fine, I'll do play-by-play. Hiram Flaversham presents Syed, drawing 2 cards off that popsicle.
And we love to see Hiram coming right down after. Best play he could have is a 1-drop item draw off of the workshop. And again, this is kind of like
just like we drew it up.
We love to see it. Zan has a healthy hand now, and we're probably expecting to see some removal from Alex's side.
Can't wait to see it. Alex gets started with Fishbone Quill. Chooses a draw. He can ink twice, so Sisu and Brawl still on the table for getting rid of this Hiram.
I think it's going to be a very big deal if he lets the Hiram live on Zan's side, and looks like that is going to be the case.
Nice. And getting an extra bonus couple of cards.
Both players drawing a lot of cards. But who do we think that favors into this matchup? Alex has got more items established, making his lucky dime better right now as we see it.
And he's ahead on lore.
And Tipo has already gotten in his too. So if you're playing blue steel, you're a better blue steel player than me. I played it a little bit. What would you want to be doing as the follow-up on this turn? Red blue hasn't put a lot of threat on yet.
I mean, with a workshop in play, what you're trying to do now is build up your great wall of items, and it's easy because they can all draw a card. So here you can see Zan ahead of time paying the 2. And, now you can really just go crazy because your cards you're just throwing at your opponent over and over, making them answer you. So, yeah, now Zan's time to go crazy. It wouldn't have been too surprising to see. I was going to say him actually play an additional item to play a Scrooge McDuck. But Might Solve a Mystery here is kind of like Hiram doing the work without getting rid of the item. And he was able to find his 8-cost Tamatoa that's starting to win the game. So now, with Zan being able to ready with a 4-cost character, he can pull way ahead.
We saw that last game. It was not as good, but this is like the picture-perfect moment where you're continuing. And, oh my goodness, this is one of those turns where he's taking a million actions, playing things for free, singing things, drawing cards. This is exactly what Blue Steel wants to see.
And for the first time in his life, Zan Syed has hit off of Scrooge McDuck. It looks like he might even have choice between 2 things.
2 things is absurd. Spoiled for choice.
Chooses Merlin's carpet bag.
That'll let Zan be able to continue to loop these cards. He already has a popsicle in Fortisphere, not as efficient with Merlin's carpet bag, but he's already got a popsicle, so he's all right there. And it also will let him loop his damaging items as well. So I think that we're looking a lot better.
Might Solve a Mystery looking great here. And Zan just says go. And without, notably, a Sapphire coil, it's going to be kind of hard to get this Scrooge off the board. What does that mean? Tipo's days are numbered.
I think Tipo did good. I guess he's going to get his 3 lore. I don't think there's really... Do you quest with Tipo here? If you were Alex, did you take your lore because he might just get removed anyway, or?
We'll see what happens this turn. See, I mean, it really depends on cards in his hand. If he has a crazy Maurice's workshop turn, something like that can make a lot of sense.
Get back these 2.
Establishing the first Tamatoa puts him at a threat of being potentially able to play a lucky dime next turn.
But again, Zan has some damage on the board, and so all he needs is basically one little item or little action that does some damage, or something basically in order to. Oh, and Alex gets to take out a Hiram.
I like this play.
Yeah, taking out Hiram Flaversham, I like to play too.
Not able to clear the damage, which is relevant which actually might keep that Tipo alive.
Oh, right, because now Scrooge McDuck has a clean line of sight into Tamatoa. I kind of don't love that play then.
Yeah,
I mean, you're trading Hiram for Tamatoa Scrooge, but Tamatoa is a big game. And Zan is, of course, leading by a mile when it comes to cards in hand, even though both players have a Marius the Workshop.
And Zan also has a potential of another Scrooge. Zan in his hand could have a Zeus, which would cleanly take out. Because of that hanging 1 damage, not having the popsicle on Alex's side makes it really awkward.
If you had a Zeus Bolt, it would kill it anyway.
Oh man, I've been playing Core too long.
Core too long. You're thinking he hurled his Thunderbolt. We're talking a long game Zeus.
Long game Zeus, goated card. Much better than dealing 4. You can deal 5.
Let's see what Zan comes up with. He has made a Scrooge McDuck. Found a, what'd you find? Lucky Dime?
I did.
Found the Lucky Dime.
So we know that the Lucky Dime and the
Takes a straight.
Tamato are in hand because Zan had to reveal them both.
Nice. This makes a lot of sense with Alex only having 2 cards in his hand and such a narrow suite of answers to Tamatoa. And we know the Lucky Dime's in Zan's hand. He kind of gets to say, hey, check.
Yeah. Forcing. Do you have a be prepared?
Drop popsicle.
Mhm.
Alex resolving this clean. You draw off Popsicle first, and then you can pay 1. So you have more information to decide if you want to pay 1 or not. And it looks like it's Lorcana Villain's favorite card entering the play.
Be prepared. That was almost Kermit the Frog-esque.
Be prepared. I'm Michelle Obama. I'm going to prepared. I'm going to be prepared. That was Kermit the Frog.
That sounded just like Kermit the Frog.
There you go. Nice. Ooh, nice. And now Zan, since a be prepared happened, this is funny. Zan gets to just take some time, chill out, draw some cards.
Yeah, he's already ahead on cards, ahead on items. We know that he can establish that Lucky Dime later. It does hurt to lose the Tamatoa, but I do think it's worth putting your opponent in check at that point and saying, if you don't have to be prepared, this game is probably over.
Well, this is the way Zan thinks. Now, Zan's saying, I'm walking him into making him be prepared, which makes him waste a turn not developing so that I can get ahead on, on my resources being cards in hand.
Mm-hmm. And then developing that next Tamatoa, which can play that Lucky Dime for free.
And this is always the flex. Ink Hiram, we don't need it anymore. Play a Popsicle, we don't need the Workshop trigger anymore. We're ahead by that much. Alex has only 3 cards in his hand. This is a turn where he can gain a lot, but he's sort of on the hook to answer the Tamatoa.
Yeah, Bell, not the strongest card he wants to see here. But still able to play it for free and then grab back the item he sacked.
Pop trigger, draw.
And I can't think of an answer at this cost for the Tamatoa. So Zan's going to be able to quest the Tamatoa. We already know he has the dime.
Yeah, not seeing a coil on the side of red. The coil is so important in this matchup just so you can take out all these threats cleanly. Coil plus that quill. So I think Alex is doing the next best thing, drawing as many cards as you can to try to get into your next answer to try to not lose on the following turn because Zan is going to be setting up a very big turn coming next.
All right, Zan gets Stu ready with a Tamatoa. We know a diamond is in his hand. Let's see where he manages to position himself at the end of this turn.
I have a feeling that Zan is going to draw a lot of cards here. He's going to...
Well, he doesn't even necessarily have to, right? You put the dime in play. You could draw a card off that. You could not. As long as he gets rid of the opposing Tamatoa, I think he's got inevitability on his side with all those cards in his hand.
No draw.
No draw. All right, so we're seeing 4. Could we see an Along Came Zeus?
Well, what we could see is Tamatoa 8, exert Lucky Dime, and that might be check next turn. Again, Alex only has 3 cards in his hand. He did cycle through a lot this time, so they are 3 selected cards.
All right.
Nice.
Drawing more cards. Dealing 3 damage, trying to get that likely extra 2 damage from a Robot Queen, or... What are the other damage? Is it just Ingenious Device?
You have a lot of options of Blue Steel. Deck, of course, used to play things like Let the Storm Reach On, which you still kind of play. It's a combo with
With Bell.
with Bell and yeah, the ability to sing that on turn 1. So something that's gonna let the Stormrage on could be in this deck. Not in every build though. A lot of decks have replaced it with a Rabbit Queen, so we'll see what happens.
Yes, yeah.
And with the benefit of being able to sail.
And I keep talking about Long Game Zeus, but I don't know if we saw one last game. I don't think I've seen one this game. So maybe
It's possible that Zan's not playing any of those cards.
we could be completely off base here.
Inks twice. The Zan Syed now has access to 5. And it looks like it's
Oh,
the
this
full
is
ingenious device.
Huge double ingenious device. Notably, Zan had to go all in on his ink, not able to activate Lucky Dime this turn. So if on the off chance that there is item removal, that would considerably slow his clock from his win condition.
Yeah, frankly, I kind of agree with Zan here. I don't think 2 lore is going to be worth letting opponent ready with a Tamatoa. You really want to curb that, slow it down as much as you can. Alex going in here and sort of Alex having to be on the back foot this game. Looks like he's getting a be prepared ready, but it's going to be on him to answer Zan as opposed to Zan having to answer Alex. And I think Zan's deck is obviously positioned much better for this role. Ooh, and the carpet bag entering. Ton of cards in hand for Alex. Inevitability now kind of on his side, but he is on the back foot against that Lucky Dime.
Yeah, worst case scenario. How many items does Zan have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
So we're looking at a 2-turn clock over there from him if he slams a big Tamatoa. Same thing as last time. It's almost like putting in check.
Alex finally on board for cards in hand. Looks like Tamatoa 6 gets to live again.
Which is just going to continue to accelerate that end of the game, accelerating out more items.
Yeah.
Did we see earlier Zan also get a Merlin carpet bag? Was that the first one we saw?
Yeah, he's got a Merlin carpet bag in his hand.
So that's a notable, another expensive item that he could put out with Tamatoa, just cheating out that value. That's what Blue Steel loves to do.
And building up this great wall of items means that when that big Tamatoa does hit, he hits hard. You really want to be questing for increments of like if he does 8 up to 10 and then threatens to play 2 more items, like put him in check. So he really is looking to get that sweet spot of it looks like 7 items. He's almost there.
And with the Merlin carpet bag in hand, I think that would be there.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's there now. Quest for 2. Does Zan Syed put himself up to 4?
Oh, we'd see a Fishbone Quill.
And now he's going to be able to convert those cards into acceleration. With the Fishbone and ink return, you can really just get up there in large numbers of ink.
And
does he have Tamatoa 8? Next question.
If he doesn't have it, he will be finding it soon. Looking at the 2 players' decks, Zan's deck is considerably thinner.
Well, Alex has started a lot thicker, to be honest. He's got his deck double sleeved. It's all foil.
Oh. See,
Yeah.
So that's how you do it, folks. You really can get one over on your opponent when it looks like you're ahead or not ahead, but double sleeving.
Eyeballing the deck, not the best method. And Zan says, if you couldn't kill 6-cost Tamatoa last turn, and you're probably incentivized, so you probably can't kill 8-cost Tamatoa without cycling through quite a few cards in your deck. Fix that up. Does do the put you in check dime
1, 2,
activation.
3, 4, 5, 8.
Yep, it's 8.
Yeah,
Just like we talked about, the commentators. We really know what's going on. Finally, I know what's going on in my life.
And the tough thing here is you have to deal with this, and then Zan can potentially just still win next turn anyway. If you can't deal with the board and also deal with the Lucky Dime, he can just win out of hand.
True.
And there's right now 0 clock from Alex's side, which is really tough because it's hard to have the ink to be able to deal with this board.
Hey, what do you mean? He can go to 7.
You're right. He could go to 7. No, he could actually he could play a big Sisu. If he coils big Sisus, there are some lines.
Oh, true. Sisu has shift.
I think that, again, if I'm the blue-red player, I'm still just worried about, sure, I may be able to deal with this board, but it's the follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
that I'm mostly worried about because we know that
Yeah.
Zan's just going to go through a majority of his deck next turn if he wanted to. He's got the Merlin carpet bags. He can just continue to go through and cycle card draw. So it is
Alex with an exasperated sigh. He has used Merlin's carpet bag to draw quite a few cards off of a popsicle. That's kind of what I'm saying. Inevitability on his side with that carpet bag, except for that Zan has one as well, and Alex is on the back foot. The game of Lorcana, there is no blocking. There's especially no blocking a lucky dime. Ooh, and Ink Runner probably not what you want to see if you're Alex Hudson. That is just too expensive to draw all those cards.
And I think that's one of the biggest differences between these two decks is we don't have another 1-cost item that draws a card, right? We're playing 8 in blue steel.
And the
versus-
coil.
All right. We should theoretically, he's drawing lots of cards, probably looking for a double trigger here. And Zan does the I did have it. So
Now,
that-
Zan with the other Tamato in his hand, that's going to allow him to play it next turn, activate the lucky dime, and he does have lethal in play. With no answer to that dime, Alex was sitting there, not able to continue playing the game, but we, of course, didn't know that until Alex was ink committed. So, Zan, having the good sportsmanship to just say, hey, we don't have to keep going. Now that you're tapped out of enough ink to really deal with the lucky dime, I have the ability to win the game. So both players pack it up, and now Alex is going to be on the play.
yeah.
It's my birthday.
Happy birthday, Jeremy.
Happy birthday, Jeremy.
Why didn't we put that in the notes?
Oh my goodness.
You know I'm going to let it go every time. My birthday is about one thing, and Zan knows what it is.
Getting tinned fish.
It's Oreo ice cream cake, actually.
And we did it.
And we did it.
Had a great birthday party yesterday. It was a lot of fun.
You had fun?
I had a ton of fun.
I'll be honest with
That was
you.
the most I've had fun in a while.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were saying I thought it was a pretty good party. Good little mix. Good little mix,
Yeah.
people.
I had a good time too.
The big soup. Did you end up getting any of the soup?
No,
Oh, what? I
It
told
was
you soup saw when
really,
you got home.
really good.
the issue was, it was,
Oh, you just got out of a Eid party.
yes,
Yeah, okay, never mind. You were full.
yes.
Yeah,
Basically, it was 5 parties on Friday and
Yeah.
4 parties.
Totally
Yeah,
understandable.
packed weekend.
Yeah, it was a marathon.
One of my party philosophies is like nobody has to do anything at my party, so like people can Irish goodbye. I love it, and you know what I mean? Because it's like no, they left when they wanted to. They had a good time the whole time, and then they left when they were done. And you never have to eat anything you don't want to eat. It's just a pure do what you want at my parties.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved the cake. The cakes were absolutely fantastic.
I like how we had both for comparison's sake. We had a cake from an amazing local bakery that does ice cream cakes, and then we had the Walmart Oreo ice cream cake. And I always sort of like to recreate the Parks and Recreation scene where Rob Lowe's character makes this like amazing burger. It's like a veggie burger with arugula and like goat cheese and like a red pepper jam. And he puts it in front of everybody. And they're like, oh yeah, this is really good, really refined, really elegant. And then sort of, Ron Swanson's character comes in and is like, this is an Angus burger grilled. You can put ketchup on it if you want. I don't care. And then everyone takes a bite of that and they're like, oh, that one's way better.
So much better.
That's way better. Okay. Well, great.
Sometimes tried and true is just the best.
And I feel like the Oreo ice cream cake from Walmart can stand against Michelin's 5-star chefs all day long. Yeah, if you notice the decks right now, Nathan, for just size, Zan's going to leave the room. Alex has got a bigger deck.
He has a much bigger deck.
He's got his big deck on the table. Let's see what his opening hand looks like.
All right.
Uh-oh. A little bit of a malfunction.
These. I'm kind of split on these, to be honest. I kind of want this later, but it is really nice for. I want one of these. I think it's this one. To sort of keep this going. Hopefully, find something for this, and then I'll ship these 3 back.
All right, let's see what you ended up with. Great. Oh, this is going to be interesting, you having access to that card a little earlier than you did last game. All right, Zan, you're back.
Heck.
Yay. Ooh.
So first game, Zan's shipped 7. Last game, he shipped 5.
Yeah. Mm. Could we see Zan keep the majority or even a plurality of his hand?
It's really tough. The consistency of Infinity, I feel like, really does incentivize kind of going deep into your deck. But let us see what Zan is thinking.
At least one. I think I'm gonna keep 6. I'll get rid of.
And this time, Syed has kept 6 cards.
Yeah, notably keeping 6 cards on the draw, so he feels good about that hand.
You can go back.
I like the look of it.
Both players squaring off against each other now. And this is an under-talked about part of the Lorcana match. The moment after you've altered, when it's just you and the opponent, just a stare down as you wait to remember who gets to go first, it's pretty intense.
And you're like, I get to go first, right?
Yeah.
That's what I say every time.
And they feel terrible.
That's an angle shot, Nathan.
Oh, nice.
Is it an angle
Yeah, you're
shot?
trying to steal the play, because if they
Okay,
say yes, then
Tito.
you would have stolen it.
All right, well, I've never
Yeah,
actually done
popsicle.
that, but I've had a lot of people like joke about it. They're like, so you're going to give me the play, right?
Yeah, that's an angle shot. You should
How many
call
did
him
you
out.
mulligan?
3.
Yeah, 3 versus 1.
All right, both players with their little baubles in play. We have a popsicle versus a Vitalosphere, and now Alex gets to lead the pack into having a lot of ink. Tipo, I think Alex's plan is going to try to be the one on the front foot here. So he gets the lead. 4-drop coming. You know, you got to think he hopes that Hiram Flaversham gets to rear his head. Notably, no popsicle, so not as many cards as you usually get, but
Yeah, being on the play, no popsicle, you really need to see that Hiram to start developing your card draw. You get to ramp first, which is nice. So Zan also ramping. I think that is really, really important for both of them to try to accelerate up, establish either those Maurice's workshops or those Hirams, get into that card draw.
I mean, it's been the case since Tipo and Sale were printed that like blue mirrors are the cost of doing business. Your ticket to enter is the turn 2 ramp.
Notably, all 3 games, Alex has seen Tipo on 2. I think that really affects the clock for him by a considerable margin because he's not wanting to play that out later on. So I think that's a consolation prize for him not playing a popsicle on 1.
Ooh, and did you see that? Zansayad, it's inked to Hiram Flaversham. Or that usually you want to hold on to it. Either means he has another one, or he just doesn't value it that much in the matchup because it can be killed so easily.
So many cards in the deck killed.
Speaking of Hiram Flaversham, Alex not taking a break. Questing and playing the 1/6 mouse.
Other than not seeing a popsicle, this is just the tried and true 1/2 Hiram. It looks good, but how does Zan respond?
Looked good in set 2. It looks good in set 11. Don't mind that.
And that would be one of the reasons probably why Hiram was met with an unjustified core constructed ban.
You mean unjustified? The card is messed up and a half.
I'm a Hiram truther. I believe that he deserves to be. If other people get to do strong things, I want my cards to.
The answer to last turn's question, Zansayad did in fact have another Hiram Flaversham. Here we see it. And if Alex takes that thing out with ease and gets to quest for 2, we're really seeing a dynamic play out in this matchup where Alex gets to have a Hiram and Zan doesn't.
Yeah, you're good.
Seeing that popsicle now, you get to dig 3 more cards. You're looking for that baby Sisu or that Brawl to try to take out the Hiram, slow down Zan's card draw. You're on the play. We see 3 get tapped. Oh,
Wow.
Fishbone. Zan thought that he might be coming for his Hiram, but
I mean, we all did.
yeah, it's a little bit of a jump scare tapping exactly 3.
Okay, so the next question. If both players have the Hiram, what matters most? Is it Maurice's workshop? Is it trying to accelerate out some big guys? In which case, Alex is kind of getting ahead because now he has 6, so he's going to be the first one to hit a Tamatoa. We could even see, like we saw last game, Hiram doesn't even have to quest here. He can sing Might Solve a Mystery.
Yeah, I think the potential of singing gives him flexibility, but I think for Zan, being able to try to establish out more items is always going to be the key, but he has to go deeper with the Hiram, drawing 2 more cards. Didn't sing this turn. As the red-blue player, it's like once the Hiram has drawn 4 cards, and it's much more efficient in blue-steel because he's playing the Fortisphere and the Popsicle, I think at this point, Zan's already got his value. I don't know if it matters the next turn. Like, I think Alex has to kill it, but I think that Zan feels fine that he got his cards out of that Hiram. Able to go through 6 cards in his deck with those 2 items in that Hiram. Competing on the ramp game. Doesn't have a fishbone, but is sailing to ramp. Inks a Tipo. Doesn't need more ramp.
And there's the fishbone.
And then we get the fishbone. So both players look very healthy in their hands.
No workshops, though, notably. So one player's not that much farther ahead than everyone else.
I think it's Challenger 3.
Yep. If I banish it for 1.
Okay.
The last cannon.
We love the last cannon.
All right. Zan exerts 1 to play the last cannon.
It lets you turn your Scrooges and your Bells to be able to take out the Hirams or mid Tamatoa. And we just saw a Bell come down, threatening to take out that Hiram if he turns sideways this turn.
Hiram is in check for the first time ever off of Alex's side.
Yeah, Zan has continued to have tough time with these Hirams, but I feel like this is the perfect kind of answer for him. And it will only cost him 1 ink to do it.
Well, more importantly, I think it's actually very easy and possible for Zan to get rid of the Hiram, but it's going to cost him some amount of resource, right? He has to, I guess exerting Bell's not that big a deal, but getting rid of the last cannon is going to be a bit of a pain. That being said, it looks like Hiram's days are kind of numbered at this point. But that's, one fewer thing that's able to get rid of that Tipo.
I think we're going to see a similar thing to last game, where we're going to use Vitalosphere to take out the combo of Tamatoa Vitalosphere to take out that Hiram.
And now this Bell could take out either Tamatoa, Hiram Flaversham, or Tipo. Tipo gained more lore than all those other guys this match.
Way more lore. And Bell lives.
Also, Tipo's won a DLC.
Yeah, has Bell won a DLC?
Probably not. Who knows? Moving along with his deck with no workshop, he's going to stay relatively stable on cards in hand, unless something like Tamatoa gets him to +1.
Yeah, and the Hiram let him get to +2.
I think this is going to be a fascinating turn. Let's see what threat Zan values the most.
Yeah, the Tamatoa is threatening because it can put out that free Lucky Dime. Alex has got a lot of cards in hand. But you can take out the Hiram. It's presenting draw. He's running out of items. It's a very interesting decision. What would you do, Jeremy?
Oh, yeah. Like, quit. Give up.
All right, we see the last cannon come down. And it's going to be the Hiram.
Hiram's out of here. This notably lets you keep the Bell around. Something's got to get rid of that thing, and Bell's the thing that can challenge Tipo. Chooses not to heal it with Popsicle.
Yeah, I don't think that on Zan's side you care that much if it challenges in, but also you do have to, your whole win condition is going to be centered around that Mega Bomb Tamatoa with the Lucky Dime. Versus Red Blue's got a little bit more lore threats. We have Tipos, which are in both decks, but it's really the Sisus that add that little extra clock that Blue still does not have.
Alex currently ahead on lore. It is 5-1, favoring Alex. Our player on the right. Plays a Popsicle, draws a card, examines his options.
We see 4 come down, maybe another Hiram.
Ooh, 2 Hiram Flavershams. Who would have guessed? And now Alex is going to get to quest for a free item with Tamatoa if he chooses to do so. That's an interesting question too, because I guess you can't have your Tamatoa and use it too, so you might as well get your quest and free item. Otherwise, what are we doing? But it does open you up to trading with the Tamatoa on the other side, and not even trading. Tamatoa lives on the other side, and the Popsicles can clean all that damage up.
We see a coil. Has not inked yet for turn.
And also has access to that fishbone quill, so something like a 3-cost Sisu could eat up even the biggest of characters.
I have 4.
Bell. Attack the bell. And roll the crab.
Ooh, Alex cleanly dealing with Zan's board. See how Zan wants to proceed.
I think I know what he's going to do, and I like this move.
Exerts 8, plays a Tamatoa, gets back a Fortisphere, puts it into play. Why do you like this, Nathan?
So the cleanest answer is going to be
Be prepared.
3 cards in hand. He'll lose a lot of value himself, too. The other answer that he could do is have to double ink, and play out a big Sisu.
Yep.
But if he doesn't have it in hand, he's forcing him to continue to attack his items with Hiram. He would have to kill the fishbone. So he would have to commit the cards in his current hand into the ink. So just putting him in, again, this kind of like tricky like spot.
Can you move the card next to Tipo into the camera? Yeah. Bring him in. So Hiram's still there.
Yeah, whoever just moved the score up a little bit to give you more space is super smart.
Who knows?
Pass.
So Zan developing here, hoping that it causes Alex to have to react. Alex, of course, readying with a Hiram Flaversham, always a win for a blue player.
I think this is going to be one of the most pivotal turns. All right, we're seeing the fishbone trigger.
Target the crab.
Mhm.
7.
So we're taking the line. Inking a sail, and we're going to play a small Sisu.
Nice.
Yeah, probably not what Zan wanted to do. We know that there are some decent answers.
Now we see this is another thing that I'm worried about on behalf of Zan Syed, because Alex has a restart button. He can play Be Prepared and say, we actually get to try again. Zan doesn't have that reset button. So when he's this far behind, I don't know what his options are to come back.
Notably, unless I missed it, Alex did not play a free item with Tamatoa.
He didn't have one.
I did. I played the popsicle.
Oh, he
did.
played the popsicle that he got back with the other Tamatoa.
Definitely a color commentator.
What does that mean?
There's play-by-play and there's color commentary, and I don't know
Who I am?
No, I don't know if you can do play-by-play. But that's okay. Every commentary team needs one of each.
So this is a tough spot, like you said. There is no reset button. I'm trying to think of any potential outs that Zan has here.
It'll be interesting to see if Zan even envisions a way out of this. He is the comeback kid.
I'm trying to think of the combination of cards.
Puts 4 damage on Hiram, so we're getting rid of that thing with maybe the Robot Queen. Oh, and heals up. That was nice. Okay, big Tamatoa. rid of that Hiram.
Is there a path that... Right now we have one... If there's no diamond hand, what are we looking at? We're looking at... Right now that Tamatoa is at 3.
Alex doesn't have a diamond in his hand, but he's already at 10. He basically played his diamond, activated it already over the course of the whole game.
Only 3 cards in hand. It's going to be a very important 3 cards. Zan is hoping he doesn't just slam 3 items.
Well, I don't even know if he needs a very important 3 cards, right? Isn't he just kind of wildly ahead here? He gets the quest for, it looks like 5, 6, 7 on board. Bring yourself up to 17. Say go. And then Zan's not likely to get 19 lore in the next turn. Like, what if the 3 cards in Alex's hand are bricks?
All right, let's say they're bricks. What are there? Is there a combination of cards for Zan to be able to win on his next turn?
He's got to be able to answer some of these must-answer threats. Tamatoa, Hiram Flaversham. Other Tamatoa. No,
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any math to being able to get to lethal for 19, but not having that a free dime makes the math a lot tougher on Zan's side.
Quest for 2.
Plays the Fishbone Quill for free. Tamatoa is questing for 4.
Ink, target the big one. Ink, target the big one. Sisu, the big one. Quest for 5, get back Vitalosphere. Play Vitalosphere. Crack it on the Tamatoa, eat the Scrooge, and then quest for 2 with Sisu and Depot, go to 14, and play a Bell for free and pass.
In a flurry of motion, Alex has cemented his position as dominating. Zan either has to find a Be Prepared off the top of his deck in blue steel or win this turn.
And it's without that Tamatoa, that's small Sisu.
If anyone can do it, it's him, but he does pack it in, give it up, and Alex Hudson has won the money match of the century.
There's no money.
There was no money involved.
$1 billion.
$1 billion to Alex Hudson. Blue-red versus blue steel. Zan, do you feel like that's sort of typical of like how the matchup goes? In my opinion, it looked like he was so much better set up to answer your threats while developing board, and you kind of just had to be on the front foot to win.
Yeah, the version that I'm playing right now isn't it's not playing like
Okay.
right, so I can't deal with his threats.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, all right, if he has Zeus, you're drawing so many cards, but you're not being able to take out the threats. That makes
Yeah,
it
so
tougher.
there wasn't really an option for me. I would have to like do 2 things in order to deal with what was going on. Yeah, I mean, we still have like a discovery process. We don't have the best version of Blue yet.
Of course.
Sure, yeah.
so-
And
That's
that-
very similar to the version I've been playing, but I have been on Zeus Bolts.
Yeah.
But, I actually wasn't playing Carpetbag at the beginning, but I ended up putting it in just so I could keep up with blue-red decks.
Yes, I'm playing Carpetbag.
Yeah, I saw it in game 2.
Yeah, basically, if I find the Carpetbag, then I can just bring back deal 2 damage, and that can get rid of C. And then what I'm trying to do is like stop him from untapping with the Tamatoa by getting back deal 3, deal 3.
Great.
So that's the whole situation. But yeah, I don't want to lean on Hiram. I want to lean on
Maurice's Workshop.
yeah.
And you didn't see, I don't think you saw that in the
No,
final
no.
game there. So
Did
your
not.
card draw was
I would have taken a Carpetbag or a Workshop, but I mean, it is what it is. It was a weird situation where if I drew one item, I was like, oh, if I draw an item, then I could play. I had triple
Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, oh, nice. If I draw an item, this game is over. And it was like Tamato, 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 and I was like, not gonna let me win.
Yeah, and sometimes
Because those guys would have made it so that he couldn't turn sideways. So it really came down to drawing that one item. But sometimes,
Alex, thoughts on the matchup?
I think the matchup is pretty good from the blue-red side, just because of what we talked about. Like, especially if you're not on Zeus Bolts, you have to put in so much ink and resources and draw the right cards to be able to keep up with your own removal out of blue steel. Like, you have to assemble this Voltron of, I have 2 robot queens and an ingenious device and a way to sacrifice the ingenious device for free and a Merlin's carpet bag and a Maurice's workshop. Whereas the blue-red deck just gets to play Brawl, Little Sisu, and Big Sisu, and even I have 1 B prep in the list to just in case. But just being able to have those clean, efficient answers to threats does make my deck a little clunkier because I have to play the 7-drop and 8-drop uninkable cards. But with T-Pose and Fishbone Quills, I haven't had too many inkability issues.
Inkability.
well, the main question for him is if he sees Popsicle or not. Basically, his deck doesn't work if he doesn't find Popsicle. So if you look,
I didn't find a Popsicle in Game 3 until pretty late. I had to use I played the Vitalosphere on 1, and that's what I had to get rid of with the Hiram. But I think if you don't find either or, you're totally underwater.
yeah. So if you played the Hiram and you didn't find Popsicle, right? So your 6-drop Tamato doesn't work.
Right.
Your 8-drop Tamato doesn't work.
It makes your Merlin carpet bags a lot worse than blue steels.
So that's like the biggest issue is like, let's say, just think about those 3 games. If he doesn't see a Popsicle, we end up in a weird spot. So when you played Vitalosphere
On turn 1 in Game 3,
and I asked you, oh, how many cards did you mulligan? I was like in shock that you didn't have the popsicle and you didn't mulligan more cards.
I had 1-drop item, ramp, Hiram. I think I kept the other 2 cards were like, I shipped away a second Tipo, Vitalosphere, and then I think I kept the Scrooge and sent away Automato 6. But basically in this deck, if you have a 1-drop item, like, I don't think it's right to send away the 1-drop item that you do have. And I don't think it's right to send away your ramp or your Hiram. Maybe it would have been right to mull 4 and send away the Scrooge, but because I didn't have a Popsicle, I wanted a way. I know I'm going to see 2 cards off the Vitalosphere, and I know I'm going to see 4 cards off the Scrooge to try and dig for at least another item to keep the Hiram going. Hopefully it's a Popsicle.
Yeah, but it's like shuffling those cards back into your deck. Plus, so it like, if you think about it, if you shuffle those cards back into your deck and then play a Scrooge, it's like a randomized less chance of finding because of the, like when you're mulliganing, here's your 7, right? So when I'm like mulligan 4, it's these next 4 without having to put these cards back in. So your Scrooge is already in like it's like not doing as much work as like just looking 1 more card for that Popsicle.
Sure. But I'm
like
saying,
probability wise,
I want that Scrooge to hit any item. Maybe not Lucky Dime or Carpet Bag, but any item gets me another Hiram activation to go even deeper. And so I think,
yeah, but that's exactly what I'm saying. By mulliganing 1 more card, it's better to mulligan 1 more card in that
rather
situation
than keep the Scrooge.
Yeah.
And do you think I still think I keep 1-drop item, ramp, Hiram.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That so when you said 3, I was like, okay, what could be that 1 extra card? I was like, oh, it's Scrooge.
It was Scrooge.
And I was like, I think I would have gotten rid of it if I don't have the Popsicle. Sure. Because if you don't end up finding the Popsicle, you're just in so much trouble. And the earlier you find it, it all has to do with like if in that mulligan you end up finding that Popsicle, which what are the essentials? Ramp, Hiram, and the 1-drop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you end up
It's like
being in a
we'll
much better
lose
spot.
by
Yeah.
sending away another one. Yeah, that's true. I think one thing I guess I'm a little gun shy about mulliganing too aggressively with this list is that because you do run B prep, you do run big Sisu,
What's your uninkable count?
I think 13 or 14.
Really high,
Okay.
especially since a lot of them cost big.
A lot.
Yeah, that's not that high.
13, 14?
He's keeping a Tipo.
Well, yeah. If you keep a Tipo, then it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what the rest of your.
And it's like with Tipo and Fishbone Quill, it makes the uninkables not as painful as they are in like core constructed.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm a little gun shy of knowing I have an inkable that will be probably good in the Scrooge. I kept that instead of shipping it away for a popsicle. But it definitely, I think it probably would have been right to ship it away for the popsicle.
Yeah. I mean, this matchup is like super close. Basically, it comes down to that question, like how early you find Popsicle, and if you don't find Popsicle, then like by the time you want to play a Tamatoa, then the game kind of shifts. Whereas Blue Steel has 2 Popsicles in Fortisphere and Popsicle, so it just puts you in like a interesting spot. But do I think that it's better to play one over the other? I think Blue Red is much better at answering the field. I think Blue Steel is much better at answering Blue Red when it's built a certain way. This version is built to try to beat the rest of the field, right? Like with these cards, which are this. I mean, these cards are bad against. These cards are bad against Blue Red.
Yeah,
And
but they're
do
good
you
into
have
amber
anything
steel
in
and
your
green
list,
steel.
Do you have anything in your list like Hideaway or Cusco or Alice?
No,
No.
none.
Okay. I have one Hideaway.
The thing is, we don't have the. I mean, the Hideaway would have absolutely blown me out. I didn't try to tech the mirror. I mean, tech like the items mirror essentially. Yeah, this is like just develop. This is like just for the random field. But if
Yeah.
I was walking into a room where I knew that 40% of the room was going to be Blue Steel and Blue Red combined, then I think my build would be different. I think a good way to approach this build would be like trying to play what is it? What's that big guy? Sheriff.
Sheriff of
Sheriff of
Nottingham.
Nottingham.
Yeah, I still have him in my built list.
So that's really good. So going into a DLC, we're more likely to see Blue Red and Blue Steel item mirrors. So I can definitely build it in a way that it beats Blue Red super consistently. But the thing is, there's a cost. The cost is like you start losing to the Amber Steels and like the hyper aggro strategies.
Mm-hmm.
Sense.
I also don't know if I love the Hideaway. The Hideaway is in the list not actually for items lists, but because McDuck Manor is extremely hard for blue red items to answer. I only have 2 Maui heroes, and the Vitalospheres do help a little bit. But if you're up against, if you have if your opponent has 2 McDuck Manors across the table,
Yeah,
it's extremely hard to answer both.
yeah. But how many people do you think are gonna play McDuck Manor? I feel like that classic version of Blue Red is too underpowered in this format.
It's really hard because the format is so unexplored and the format's so wide and there's such a deep card pool that I think Hideaway is good enough against items. Players, especially blue steel players, will often expose their lucky dimes early with their Tamatoa activations. I think the blue red and blue green players usually hold them until the very end if they want to go for the play and activate in one turn when I have enough items in play.
Yeah. Why Hideaway over Wipeout?
What's the difference?
What's Wipeout?
Wipeout's a new card. Here, I'll pull it up.
What does it say?
I don't remember. I'm trying to find my games app, but I recently just moved everything. What's Wipeout do? Found it on the games app. Anyway, Hideaway, it's the same thing. They both like cost 2 and they ink an item or location. I think Wipeout has like an added benefit.
Draw a card.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely doesn't draw.
No way, it's draw a card. That would be really.
Yeah, that'd be a real card.
I might just not.
I don't even know this
Sorry.
card.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard you say the word Wipeout.
I think the
Say it.
other go tos are at the moment are Cusco.
Wipeout's way different. Put chosen character with bodyguard or item into their player's inkwell face down and exerted 2-cost action.
The bodyguard is like so random.
Wait. Okay, so it's like it is better, right?
No,
it doesn't have
Well, that's what I'm
location.
saying.
It doesn't hit location.
Doesn't hit location. So, but if you're like playing, if there's
But it
like
hits characters with bodyguard.
Which are what?
Well, what locations in Infinity?
McDuck.
Midgame Manor.
Yeah, but you just made that up. There's the same amount of bodyguard and locations.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Isn't there an item that gives bodyguard?
Ooh.
It's Fortisphere.
So you could
Wow.
use your Fortisphere with that card.
Hold on a second.
To
Hold
be
on
able
a
to
second.
kill
Did I
any
just break the
character.
format?
Chosen character of yours.
No.
Ah.
That would have been Zan. That would have been
That
so
would've
hot
been-
if I just like brought up the
We would have
combo.
to cut this.
Yeah.
segment.
No, we would put it on there.
Yeah, we put it on the air.
It would be. We'd probably play 4 copies. of
That
it.
would be so hot.
just trying
Give
to-
your guy bodyguard, wipe it out.
You're like, oh, sorry, I didn't have answers.
Damn,
to
it's so
your-"
out of here. It has bodyguard.
And it's Fortisphere, which is like you want to put it in the bin anyway.
Right, exactly. Oh my god, that would have been crazy.
Why did they have to put that text?
Of yours.
Yeah, come on, Ravensburger.
Let
Let
me
us
get
give our
my
opponent's guy
bodyguard.
bodyguard.
Dang, that was almost crazy.
That was almost the moment where I was just like, never mind, I'm cracked.
Birthday.
Yeah, that would have been the birthday.
synergy.
At one point in blue red items, I was playing what's that item where you can tap it's 3 and exert to ready a character?
That's a item.
Yeah, so it's a 1-cost red item.
Mhm.
Oh
yeah.
The Sword of Shan Yu.
Yeah.
no,
No, but there's
before
one,
that,
yeah,
the
yeah.
old version of that.
Yeah.
One cute thing you could do with it is against green steel players, you could pay 3 and ready their Diablo and then activate your Hiram.
Yeah. That is cool.
Interesting. Nathan has a 2-cost item where you can pay 2 and
It
gives
enters
anything
exerted.
bodyguard.
Yeah,
it?
it's so much worse though.
I don't think it enters exerted.
Oh.
There's a new blue item.
costs
that
you
enters
basically
exerted
6 to
and
kill a
it,
character.
Can banish an item.
Oh my, it's so expensive.
It's so expensive. So that's the problem. And it doesn't draw a card, so it's just
I mean, it's a pretty crazy synergy. It's
That's an item. If
Yeah,
you
this
have
is
Wi-
not-
if
this
you
is
have-
right.
If you have Maurice's workshop out, that draws a card.
yeah.
Wi-Fi
so,
costs 2, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it costs 2.
so it's not a bad. At least worth a thought.
Training dummy, wipe out blue steel.
That's really cool. I mean,
It's like a let it
gives
go.
this deck a really good answer to that.
I'm saying I don't mind it. That's what I was like. What about wipeout, guys?
But we have to play this horrible card.
Now that you're playing wipeouts, training dummy looks pretty attractive, and it's like, oh boy, our deck's starting to look a little
Ooh,
less
I've got
attractive.
training dummy. It's time to put.
I like the
keep
training dummy.
ancient
Well,
ways in my
but you
deck.
have like random scenarios where it could be good. You know, like you quest with your
This
Hiram.
is gonna win the DLC. Training dummy.
Training dummy DLC because your Tipo is gonna have bodyguard and they can't challenge their Maui into your Hiram now.
Well, I just think I don't know. I think that in an open field, I'd rather kill characters with bodyguards than locations, especially since like we have the last cannon, like kind of fine against locations, right?
Yeah, Blue Steel's got more bodies. You have Bell and Scrooge.
Anything
Like,
is possible. Dude, I like this wipeout strategy. It's actually great in the mirror match.
yeah.
Did they ever?
it is. You
They
put
ever
because
afforded it here?
you can just kill whatever item you want.
All right, everybody, we're gonna call it there. This has been another Club Lorcana versus. I've been Jeremy Returney, joined by Nate and Alex and Zan. Everyone say bye.
Bye.
Bye.